Toy. We're gonna go in all of that. Hit me up on X because we're live right on X. Palmetto underscore Strong. Happy New Year. That's what they're scared to tell you. They're scared to tell you about this true New Year that we are having right now in real time. And why are they scared to tell you? We're going to talk about that. The culture's obsession with time and so much more. You guys definitely want to tune in. Right now, we're live on all streaming platforms. We're live on Instagram. We're live on Facebook. We're live on X. We're live on all of these platforms just for a little while, though. You know, we don't want to get too deep on these platforms because you know how they shadow ban. So you got to tune in to 2RoaRRR That's the number 2, RAW, the number 4, TV.TV. TikTok, big time shout out to TikTok. I'm banned on TikTok, but we're live on TikTok. How did that happen? That magic of 2RoaRRR TV. That is the magic of 2RoaRRR TV. So we are banned on TikTok, but we are live on TikTok. But what time is it really? Time has always been questioned by rap artists, black radio, and by the culture itself. One of the most familiar hip hop faces, Flava Flav, dons an iconic, huge clock around his neck. What is black people's subconscious obsession with time? Especially since they're always late. Well, tonight we're going to delve into the real New Year's, how ancient civilizations may not be that ancient at all, and why it's not the year 2025 everywhere. So tonight we're going to be joined by two great guests, and they're actually here right now. They're stepping in the studio, Mahogany Roots and G Nice. And we're going to be talking about RoaRRR Atlanta and Beyond. That's Mahogany Roots' new podcast on 2RoaRRTV.TV. And also this Sunday, Raw Lit Live. It's going to be an amazing celebration with people all across the country. We're going to have live music, food, champagne, all of that. Is a countdown to the true New Year's. My birthday, March 24th. So we're on Sunday, March 23rd, we're going to be in Atlanta, and we're going to be counting down to the true New Year's spring equinox, which happens to be my birthday as well, March 24th. So we're going to do all that, plus so much more. The dark side of time, why it's dangerous to know the true New Year's. So you'll never question time after this again. So we're going to go in on all of that, plus so much more. You guys call in 470-572-7678. We got a prize for a lucky caller. So you definitely want to be in tune with that. What we're going in. A matter of fact, Ray, go ahead and run that clip talking about the spring equinox and talking about the true New Year's. We're going in on that on 2RoaRRTV.TV. You won't see this anywhere else.
January 1st is not the new year. The real new year is in spring. Well, baby, it's spring equinox. Let's get the new year celebrations rolling. Peace and wellness, y'all. Spring equinox is finally upon us, and we are entering into the real new year. Now, when we have spring equinox, the sun is in perfect alignment with the Earth's equator, giving equal parts daylight to the northern hemisphere and the southern hemisphere, also allowing us to experience equal day and equal night during spring equinox. The reason why the spiritual girlies call spring the real new year is two things. Number one, it marks the beginning of the astrological new year by bringing a close to Pisces. Shout out to my two fish. Okay. It brings an end to Pisces season and starts Aries season, which is our cardinal fire energy and the first sign of the zodiac. Shout out all my fiery Aries. Spring Spring equinox also marks the beginning of the great awakening of the planet Earth because Mother Nature begins to bloom. As we know, during the winter, Mother Nature takes rest and sheds its layers, releases leaves and things like that. But during the spring, new leaves, new plants, new fruit begin to bloom. So the spring equinox signifies a beautiful time to manifest. Now, because spring equinox is considered the real New Year, all of your traditional New Year's rituals that you would do during the Gregorian calendar New Year, aka December 31st and January 1st, is what you would do for spring equinox. So you want to do your spring cleaning. A lot of y'all may remember your elders and your ancestors making you do some spring cleaning. That's because it's a great opportunity to release anything that you don't want to bring with you into the new year, anything that you don't want to multiply and manifest in abundance. You want to release that via your spring cleaning. Also do a spiritual release. Release anything internally, emotions, thought patterns, behaviors that are no longer aligned with your wellness. You can do a burn and release ceremony for that. Now, once you've completed your spiritual and physical release practices, you want to move on to your manifestation practice. And to manifest, the first thing you want to do is write down everything it is that you desire to manifest, to make happen, to attract and align with over this next year. But write down a holistic description of it. What does it look like? What does it feel like? What does it sound like? How do you feel when you are in the midst of your desire? How do you think when you are in the midst of your desire? When you are living the life of your dreams, what are your thought patterns, behaviors? How do you speak? How does it sound? How does it feel? Do a holistic description of everything you desire. And the next step is to turn that description into a vision board. Then you want to hang that vision board somewhere in your house where you will look at it every single day and be reminded that everything that you desire is divinely aligned with you in divine time. It is already yours. A huge part of manifestation is having a gratitude mindset, a gratitude spirit. So I heavily advise that you create a gratitude jar. You want to make a beautiful spring themed jar. You can wrap it in flowers. You can paint a spring theme or gratitude theme on the jar. But in that jar, I want you to every single day write at least one thing you are grateful for on a little piece of paper and place it in that jar. And by the end of the year, you will have a whole list of everything you are grateful for, and it will manifest abundantly. Happy spring equinox. Happy real new year. And may all of your desires manifest abundantly well. Much love, y'all.
New Year. So we're going in on that. Okay. So you guys see, it is spring equinox, which is the true New Year's. You know, why are they scared to tell you that? And we got Nice Vibes here. He's the DJ. He's going to be at the RoaRRR Atlanta Beyond or Raw Lit Live. You know, he's going to be at the Raw Lit Live on Sunday. That's going to be at Joystick. And it's going to be an amazing thing. You guys definitely want to come out. It's going to be people from all across the country. Nice vibes in all ways, shape, forms, and fashion. You know, it's going to be an amazing experience. So you definitely want to make your way out to Atlanta. If you're not in Atlanta right now, make your way out to Atlanta and come out there and join me for my birthday countdown.
Hey.
My birthday countdown. You know, my birthday is on March 24th, which is that Monday.
Okay, bad.
So we counted it down from to midnight. You know,
Oh, yeah,
it's like a big celebration. So it is the true New Year.
It is. Okay, bad.
Yeah.
So this the spring equinox. It's not called equinox. The spring like from winter to spring.
Yeah, well, it is. It's a spring equinox.
So it is. Okay, that is the spring equinox.
Yeah, spring equinox. That's what officially spring equinox starts today.
Okay,
it starts on March 20th.
Okay, baby.
Yeah.
So you kind of like just keep going for your birthday.
Yeah, but you know what? March 24th, that falls right in that time frame because see, they want you to lock everything into 24 hours. See, that's what we're talking about.
Yeah.
They want to control you with this time thing. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I feel like it is the beginning of a new year. That is the beginning of a new year.
Yeah.
You know, at the end of the day, that's one of the things back to growing again. Things are back to growing, and it's like that's when the new things become. So yeah, I don't know why they decide to do that. Like push it to like January.
Well, I mean, there's a lot of different reasons. Well, you have the whole seasonal change, right?
Yeah.
Because how they present it is cold months. December, everything's cold, everything's frozen, everything's set in place. So, it's a time, it's a control thing. Just like the time. So you got to be here at this time, this time, this time. And that's how they control people. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it's a whole thing because we didn't have the Gregorian calendar. The Gregorian calendar is pretty much a new invention, relatively. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So they're switching it up, trying to change things. Okay, let me get this. We got Mahogany Roots in here as well, y'all. So you definitely want to stay tuned to RoaRRR.TV. We're only going to be on these platforms for a little while. We're only going to be on these platforms for a little while because we're going deep tonight. We're going deep tonight on RoaRRR.TV. Matter of fact, they switch up time just like they switch up history. You know what I'm saying? Like they switch up history. Like they tell you these things happen. Benjamin Franklin is flying a kite in the middle of a rainstorm and discovered electricity. Like, first of all, like that whole story is fake. Actually, Ben Franklin is fake. He's a false character. Benjamin Banneker is who really Ben Franklin is. Spoiler alert. Spoiler alert. You know what I'm saying? But they got all these fake white characters that they try to put out there to act like that's the true person. You know what I'm saying? But there's different things in history. We're gonna go on it. You guys call in 470-572-7678. We're live right now on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, and TikTok, even though I'm kicked off. So we're going in. It's RoaRRR So, Nice Vibes, tell them a little bit about yourself, where you're from, how you got into the whole thing, and what they can expect from you from the Raw Lit Live.
Hey, yeah, man. Sure, man. My name is Nice Vibe, which means like nice is the name of a rock, actually. So yeah, it's the name of a rock. Like I learned that in science class and I liked it, so I picked it up and I added the vibe later.
Okay.
Kind of like Metro Boomin because his name was Metro for a while, and he added the Boomin later. So you can be Googleable. Okay. So now I added the vibe. I bring the vibe. I'm originally from Boston. Moved here like 10 years ago. I'm a producer and an MC, and I just started hosting the show that we're doing on Sunday. I've been doing that for 2 years now.
Okay.
At Joystick, and it's really about producers coming in and playing their beats in a place where they can play their beats and kind of like market and network with other producers and things like that.
Yeah.
So this Sunday we're gonna like take that aspect of it, dial it back down a little bit, but also get a chance for the artists to showcase now. You know what I'm saying? We're still going to have the cypher. We're still going to have some beats getting played. Producers will still come out and play their beats. But we're getting a chance for the artists now to come out and do their thing, So kind of like meshing these both worlds. I met Mahogany at the Circle. Like
Okay.
a year ago, I met her at the Circle.
Big time shout out to Artemis. Big time shout out to the Circle. You know what I'm saying?
Really, really good place. So yeah, I met her there. We did that one show together at the Pizza Spot.
Regardless.
Yeah, that was a nice space. And then he was like, we should do something else. And I was like, I got the space basically at Joystick for free. Like I don't have to pay for that space. And I, tell everyone like, yo, if you got any kind of idea, let me know. We can get it done. And I'm thankful to have that space. Paying for a space right now, renting a space out $300-$400 a week.
Man, it's heavy.
They
don't be playing out here in Atlanta, man.
Yeah, be on your head. So like we get a chance to use this space. I'm like just utilize it, and it's push community, that's push networking, it's push this a really, really good vibe.
Okay.
It's push it,
Okay. So like, what's your take on the whole spring equinox? This is the true New Year's. I mean, what makes more sense to you? I just a question. Like, what makes more sense to you? New Year's in the winter or New Year's in the spring?
In the spring. That makes sense in the spring. Actually, I also feel like even when comes the winter equinox, I'm like, that should be, you know, something that's celebrated, but we don't celebrate that one either.
Mm.
Yeah, I don't know why we don't celebrate it. And then like Easter is like around the corner, but that's like not really that's what, next week, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
So like they're not even connecting it with Easter anymore. They used to I think they used to like try to connect it with Easter, but that should be yeah, I can see that actually. We could get a chance to do a calendar over, make it a spring or equinox. I'll be happier during like New Year's. You know what I'm saying? It'd be warmer outside.
Yeah, I mean, it's more of a nice vibe.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, you have spring. You got the people barbecuing, or you know what I'm saying, being outside.
Yeah.
You know, but I'm saying like the time thing is all about control. It's all about control. That's why there's a subconscious push back from Black people. You know, and that's why we get labeled with the CP time.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, all day.
We get labeled with that colored people time and all that stuff like that. But there's a pushback because we naturally know what time it is. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And so, the question that people ask a lot in hip hop, rap, what time is it? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But the time you had Flava Flav, you had that big clock. You know what I'm saying?
Facts.
And it's in us. You know what I'm saying? Time is in us. So how can a Black person ever be late? How can a Black person ever be late for real? Tell me what you think. Call in 470-572-7678. How can a Black person ever be late for real when we are the embodiment of that time? We are the embodiment of time. In fact, it doesn't even get started till we pop in. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? RoaRRR Live is going to be lit, babe, but it's not gonna be really lit till Nice Vibe pops in. You feel me?
So Palmetto pops in. You know what I'm saying?
Right. So we are the time. It's not really even happening until we even pop up. So that's what it is. You know what I'm saying? But today is March 20th, 2025, and the Gregorian calendar marks this as 2025. But many cultures and regions around the world use different calendar systems, each with its own count based on unique historical, religious, astronomical points. So we're going to talk about that because under Islam, the Hindu calendar is actually 1446. You know, and that's a lunar calendar with the Haraji. And, then you have the Chinese calendar. But guess what? This is getting too deep. They're not telling you why they want to wish you a happy new year on the spring equinox when it really is the new year. But guess what? Where you're going to see this at 2rawfortv.tv. So we're off of Facebook. We're off of Instagram. We're off of Twitter. We're off of TikTok. We're off of all of that because the revolution will not be televised. It's only here on 2rawfortv.tv. You guys call in 470-576-7678. You guys call in. We're going in tonight. Why are they scared to tell you this is the true new year? The revolution will not be televised. So we're going in tonight. We have Nice Vibe. We have Mahogany Roots. She will be appearing shortly. But we're talking about this and now we're going in because it's 2025 here. But it's not 2025 everywhere. See, on the Chinese calendar, it's actually 26